Hi everybody, and welcome to our live this morning, Wednesday morning. It was going to be yesterday, but we had a few little difficulties. But we're going live now. Hi Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Very good, brilliant. In fact, now we're going to be talking about ad strategies, and specifically in this one, we're going to talk about the $100 or the £100 ad strategy. So if you've just got $100 and you want to try some ads, what would you do with it? And I think that's the key. There's lots of people who are just starting up on ads, maybe not done anything so far, and so this would appeal to those people. But it's also a reason for doing this if you're bringing out a new product or a new idea, a new concept, just to use something like, stick $100 into it, see what we can do with it, and try and get as many results as possible, which is the whole point of this. Result is everything. The one thing I wanted to sort of say to this right at the beginning is that loads of people talk about strategy, and I want to sort of just see where this sits, where we actually come to these things. You know, we don't just make these things up out of thin air. It's not like just sort of copying someone else and sort of saying the same things. It's like the idea of strategies is always born out of need. There's a problem, there's an issue we're facing. And one of the things that we face, like every single business faces out there, is we want to send ads to the people who are the most likely to buy stuff off us. That's really the whole point of a lot of these things. So the problem is, how do we really focus down on exactly who is the perfect people that we can send this ad to? And what's born out of that issue, that problem, is you sit down and you sort of think about, okay, what can we do to get our ads to go to the people that we know are going to be the most likely to buy something, or at least to click through and go and see our offer. And so that's where strategies come from. They don't just come out of thin air. So we've done this. We do these sort of things because we need to try and drive as many people, the right sort of people, to our ads. So we come up with this concept, this idea, and tried it out. And this is really where the strategies come from. We try them out. We try them out with our clients when they work for us. If they work for them as well, it starts to develop into a strategy. Then we hone it down a little bit more and we start making it a bit better and coming up with a few different ideas, honing it, making it better, honing it again, making it better, and that sort of thing. So what we're talking about today is something which we know works. We know it is a proven strategy because we've done it. We've got our clients to do it as well. So we know these things work. This is where strategies come from. So they don't just come out of thin air. That's the very first thing I want to talk about, because I think people sort of go, there's loads of strategies out there. Which one should I choose? These are the reasons why these strategies are powerful. That's the whole point of it. So, Josh, do you want to just sort of go through how the strategy works, basically, in a nutshell?
Sure. So how it used to work, right? And in the early days of Facebook advertising, when it was really cheap, was that you just basically took an offer, threw it up there, did some like very broad targeting and let it run and you made sales. Everyone's grand, and that's what the gurus taught. They still kind of teach it, and that's all well and good if the numbers work, right? And that strategy still does work. And I'll kind of talk a couple of different strategies dependent on what type of business you are, because there's variants to this. But as what's happened and what you probably find if you've been running ads for any sort of period of time is that the cost of ads has started to creep up. Your cost per clicks are increasing. Your cost per million views is increasing, all those sort of things. And so those strategies that worked 3, 4, 5 years ago don't work anymore, or to a limited, extent, right? And you've really got to be keen on what you're doing and know the numbers. And so what we found is that, okay, people aren't reacting well to just direct offers anymore. That in the beginning it was easy because they've never seen it before, but now they're just getting smashed with sponsored ads of buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing. And it's like a banner blindness, right? And so okay, how can we get in front of the right people and not make it seem salesy? And so what we started thinking about doing is creating people like to be educated, right? And so we're like, all right, why don't we create a series of short videos that are anywhere from like 3 to 5 to 10 minutes long, but 3 to 5 minutes is fine, where you talk about one small thing that overcomes, a limiting belief or a problem that your target market has, based around your offer, right? And say you create 3 or 4 of those, you can then whack them all into an ad set and just throw, $30, $40, $50 at it. And then the objective being video views, because the cost of a video view is so small. It can be as little as like 1 cent or a penny, right? And so for $50, you can get 5,000 views.
That's the whole key to this. You can get loads and loads of views for very little cash.
Right, exactly. And then what you go and do is you can create custom audiences of people who watch certain percentages of your videos, right? So you can create an audience of people who watched 25% of your video, people who watched 50% of your video, 75%, and so on. And then what we then go and do, depending on that audience size, you can then use the remaining $50 or £50 of just showing your offer to that small segment of people who have shown an interest in all of your videos, right? Or one of your videos. And there's some other techniques that we'll talk about in a different podcast on how you can utilize the different videos and build even more segmented audiences that are even more interested in your stuff. But the idea is that you're now no longer showing this ad to everyone and their mother, right? You're only showing your offer to people who have shown a legitimate interest in what it is you have to sell. And we found that then, the cost per clicks and the cost per sales have reduced back to what they were sort of 4 or 5 years ago. But the kicker is, even if you only make your money back, or say you lose money, right? Say it doesn't work and that offer just bombs, right? A, you found out some good data, that offer didn't work. But B, you've built an audience of people who have actually shown interest in what you have to sell. So when you go and create a better offer, or you do version 2 of the offer, you already have an audience to work with. And so that £100 isn't wasted. You've built an audience, and that is the key thing about this sort of £100 strategy. And you can test offers and lead magnets and stuff. We say £100, it could be 50, it could be 200. It doesn't really matter, right? It's just an arbitrary number. But generally, you can find if you're selling a low ticket item, you're like a coach or something like that, you might have a $7 product. Like we've got our I Want Better Ads membership, right? That's exactly how we do it. We create a video like this, and we will sort of reduce it down to its key points and make it down into sort of 3 to 4 minutes, cut out the ramblings of this madman here. And then, and that becomes a video, and then we can throw video views at that. And then everyone who watches a certain percentage, we're going to show them our offer for our IWantBetterAds.com offer, right? Which teaches people how to run Facebook ads. And I guarantee you it'll make sales, because we know, we've done this enough times. And that's how to do it. Now, if you were a local business, for example, how I would change this sort of system up is that you don't necessarily, that strategy isn't necessarily needed because you're selling quite a low ticket item. Like a lot of the time you'll be doing, say you're a chiropractor, you'll be doing introductory offer where it's like a back change or whatever. I don't know. I've never been to a chiropractor, but you get the idea. So whatever their best offer is, and this is how you do it. You take whatever the best offer is that you've ever done in the past sort of 10 years, whether it be on like print, media, social media, whatever it is, whatever's got the most sales, just take that offer and put it into an ad with like 4 or 5 different ad creatives, or even a video of showing you what's happening, and then throw them all into the same ad set, much like you would the videos, the explainer videos that we talked about, and then just throw your 100 quid at that, and away you go. That's all you need to do for like local businesses. So there's like a couple different ways you can go about it, but for most people who are selling high ticket items, you're never gonna sell a $2,000, plus item off a cold audience on an ad. That's just not going to happen. You need to find the right subset of people who are going to be most responsive to that. And so does that make sense, Andy?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. And I think there's a couple of things here that you spoke about, which I think needs to be pointed out as well. That, you said that if you do this strategy and, for instance, you just break even, let's put it, you break even at it. You do this $100 strategy or this £100 strategy, and you just break even. You make $100. So is that too bad, or is it something which is, a good standing point, is a starting place? You can start, creating something a little bit better, maybe moving your offer, changing it slightly from the feedback you get and things like that. But the bottom line is that you're getting out to a much wider audience with just the videos. I mean, when it comes to those sort of things, when we first started doing this, we'd put a video out, and because we can see the stats and we can, we suddenly noticed that there was people only watching 3%. And if they're watching 3%, they're not interested. They're just not interested.
They're scrolling by. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They've seen that beautiful shine on your forehead there, and going, what the hell is that? Oh no, let's just scroll by. that's what they've done there. That's what they've done there.
But we was noticing that there was people who are watching sort of 50, 75%, and even 100% of the videos. And so we just thought to ourselves, look, wouldn't it be a much better idea just to let's focus on those people, because we can send, or we can create an audience of anybody who's watched more than, say, 50% of the video, because we can create an audience for that. They're the people we should be sending our ads to, because they're the people who are interested in what we're talking about. And that's how it sort of came about. And so you do that. It really all depends on your offer. If your offer's, hitting the right part, but you've got to try that. That's the whole point of this. And it's so good to be able to get into ads, try these ads out using a strategy like this, which gives you a much more better advantage of getting people to an offer. And if they're interested, there's a more of a chance that they convert on that offer. And that's really the whole point of it. So this isn't, none of these ad strategies, every single ad strategy that you would ever heard of, there's no guarantees of anything. But the whole point of it is, if you don't do this, if you don't use ads to drive people to offers, then you're losing out on a whole range of people that you don't know. And really the whole point of this is, instead of going to your organic and trying to sell something through your organic, let's go and reach out to a much wider audience. But we've got to use a strategy to try and hone that audience down and only put the offers out to people who are genuinely interested. And that's why this strategy works so bloody well. That's
it. And you build an audience out of it. So even if it fails, you build an audience that you can then go and retarget later on, right? So you haven't lost $100. And if you make money, then great. You just pull that back into the ads again, and you make more money. That's the golden goose, right?
This is one of the reasons why it's good to sort of do these things to some of the like the little tripwire products that you're doing, because the low cost tripwires and the lead magnets and things like that, these are all things that bring people into your funnel. And if you've had a chance to actually build your funnel out, and so even if it's just the beginnings of your funnel to sort of get prospects in, to get to the point where you can actually start talking to people, because that's the whole point of leads, is if you can start communicating with people, if you can start talking to people either on the phone, over Skype or, over Zoom or whatever it is, you have a much better chance of closing those people. So just getting people into your funnel is a really, really powerful way. And doing it for, the $100 or $200 or whatever it is, that small amount of money at the front end, is a really powerful way to start getting more sales. And this is the whole point of what we're trying to do here with people. So,
right. And if you don't have a funnel, right, you can still run this sort of thing, right? You don't need to have a fancy sales funnel. What you can literally do is just take out your camera, record the video, like, you're out in the backyard talking about, like, hey, if you want to find out how to solve X, then watch the next 2-3 minute video. I'm going to help you how to do this, right? And then you list out your top 3 secrets to helping and go, great, that's it. There's no like massive call to action, things like that. Shameless plug, if you want a script to do this video in, we have it in our iwantbetterads.com program. go and try it out. It's $7. If it doesn't work and you don't make any money off of it, you can email us and we'll refund you your $7, but I guarantee it will. But okay, so if you don't have a funnel, yeah, so what do? You created 2 or 3 videos solving a small problem, and then you run, 50 of your bucks or 60 of your bucks to these 2 or 3 videos, and the remainder $40, you can run what's called a lead form ad, right? And all that is that when they click the learn more, it just pops up a form where they put in their name, email, phone number, and you can go, hey, like if you want to find out more about XYZ, like put in your details below and we'll be in contact. And it can be about whatever your offer is. Like if you'd like it could be like a discovery call or a strategy call. Like if you'd like to find out the 10-step process to, I don't know, getting better abs in 10 days, then like fill in your details below, right? And people will put in their name, email, phone number into these things. And what you're then going to do is that you'll get a list from Facebook of all those leads, and you can go up and call up these leads and be like, hey, like you filled out my form. Like I'd love to have a conversation with you about this like product or this beta launch that I'm doing or this low cost product that's going to help you do X, Y, and Z. I'd like to find out some issues that you're having. And worst case scenario, you've had, 20, 30 phone calls with people and you've found out like their burning desires about your product, right? That you can then go and create a product about. So you might not even have anything to sell. You're literally just doing customer research there, but it's valuable data that you're getting from that $100 and it's not wasted. So even if you don't have an offer, that's what you can do to run this like $100 ad strategy and get valuable data from it.
Yeah, this is sort of start of scaling your business, which is the whole thing of this. So, listen, I think that's where we'll draw a line on this. If you want to get involved with the iwantbetterads.com training, online coaching, and all that sort of thing, then just go to iwantbetterads.com, get on board with us, try it out for $7 a month. Very, very simple. Just get on board with us and learn all this sort of stuff, because this is stuff that's going to be amazingly powerful for your business. So. We'll see you next time on here on Funnel Tribes. See you soon.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.